Hi, my name is Dawn from Infinite You Life Coaching. Today I have an approximately 60-minute slow flow for you. Really our practice today will be connecting our body and our breath together, our movements and our breath. So as we're moving today, any poses that we do hold will be for 3 to 5 breaths depending on the pose, and we'll also be integrating in some repetitive motion, connecting our breath that way. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Actually, why don't we start in child's pose? So your knees can be either together or apart, whatever feels comfortable for you in this moment. I'll be starting knees together and then just walking your fingertips out to a comfortable position, allowing your body just to relax, resting your forehead on the floor. Your big toes should be touching, palms on the mat. And let's just arrive on our mat. Let's leave everything else behind. Whatever you were just doing, can let that go. For the next 60 minutes, we'll be here on our mat, dedicating ourselves to our breath, to our body, to our motion. Noticing your breath now, allowing every exhale to allow you to sink into your mat, connecting, growing roots, feeling your mat support you. And let's set an intention today to allow our attention to be on our breath and allowing our breath to connect with the motion of our body. On your next inhale, we're going to push into our palms. As we inhale, we're going to bring our body up with a curved spine. Exhale, coming back into child's pose. Nice and smooth. Inhale, softly bringing our body up, curving our spine. Exhale, leading with our hips back as we exhale. Inhaling again, nice and soft, smooth motion. And then allowing our hips to lead us back. Inhaling ourselves up into a tabletop, maybe adjusting your knees so that your hips are directly above your knees and your shoulders are directly above your wrists. From here, we're going to do some cat-cow. So inhaling, taking our gaze up to the sky, opening our chest, our shoulders are moving away from each other, feeling your pelvis and how it moves. Exhale, tipping your pelvis and curving your back, chin to chest. Inhale, maybe bending your elbows as you deepen the bend a little bit. Taking your gaze up, heart open. Exhale, leading with your hips as you curve like a wave, nice and soft. Maybe pushing into the floor to deepen that curve of your spine. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, pushing back. From here, we're going to take our left foot, and you can either walk it up or step in between your hands, maybe like some blocks here. And from here, we're just going to allow our hips to settle down. So your knee should be directly above your ankle, and just allowing your hips to settle forward. Taking 3 deep breaths. See if you can soften a little more on this last breath. And then pushing back, we're going to come into half split. So pushing back on our exhale and then coming back into our lunge on the inhale. Again, nice soft motion. Nice and smooth. Inhaling as you come forward. Exhaling as you move back. Inhaling as you move forward. Exhale as you move back. And this time we're going to hold this pose. So I'm actually going to walk my front heel up just a little bit. Very slight pull on your left hip back and your right hip forward. Toes should be pointing up to the sky or possibly towards you. And then you can have your spine from your tailbone to the top of your head nice and straight. Or you can then, once you have it straight, allow your forehead and your shoulders to just relax. Again, keeping that form of pulling back that left hip just a little bit. We'll take 3 breaths here. You can also try pushing that front heel down into the floor. Not actually, but maybe energetically moving it back as well, just seeing how that feels. See if you can soften just a little bit more on this last exhale. Then we're going to inhale, come back into our lunge position, we're just going to come into a plank position, but immediately drop down onto our knees and step the right foot forward so that we can repeat that on the other side. So back toes untucked. Then just taking that lunge position, your right ankle should be directly below your right knee. You can just inch forward if you need to. And then just allowing the hips to gently fall forward. You're not forcing it, you're just allowing gravity to pull down. Some bricks or some blocks rather would be helpful here. Just bringing the ground closer to your hands. Continuing to allow those hips to soften, allow gravity to do its work. And then we're going to connect our breath to our emotion. So take another inhale. Exhale, pushing back into our half split. Inhale as we come into that lunge. Continuing to let the hips fall down and then keeping our motion smooth, exhaling as we push back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push back. Inhale, come forward. And then on this next exhale, I'm going to walk my foot a little forward just so that I can get into a better position for my half split that we're going to hold. So then we're bringing that right hip back a little, left hip slightly forward. And then your toes are either pointed up to the sky or back towards you. Straightening from your tailbone to the top of your head. And then allowing your body to soften down, moving your forehead towards your knee. Keeping that form of that right hip being slightly pulled back, left hip slightly forward. Maybe pushing down into that right heel, or energetically kind of pulling back on that heel as you push it down. And just kind of playing with it a little bit to see what you feel. If your toes are pointed up, try flexing them back. How is that extending them back? See how that feels. We'll take 2 more breaths here, allowing yourself to soften a little deeper on every exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to come back into that lunge, ground our hands. We're going to step back into a plank position. This time we'll be going through a flow, so if you want to drop your knees, or you can do a full chaturanga, and then it's going to be exhale down, inhale up, maybe into a cobra or upward facing dog, then exhale coming into a downward facing dog. And then just walk out this downward facing dog. Fingertips are wide. From here, lifting your heels, bending your knees, 2 steps to the front of the mat. And then from here, taking a forward fold. Just going to bend our knees as we roll up into a standing position. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. And from here, we're just going to step back with our left foot and then allow the heel to open so that we can come into a warrior 2. So back foot can be parallel to the back of the mat or at a 40-degree angle. You should be able to see your front right toe with that knee bent. Legs are strong here. And then we're just going to move through a couple of poses. So let's just start by taking a few breaths. Gaze at your front fingertips. On your next inhale, we're going to open our front palm. Inhale into a reverse warrior. Exhale into extended side angle. Inhale into reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. One more time. Inhale into our reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. For the next set of poses, we'll take 3 breaths for each move, each asana. So inhaling your way back to reverse warrior and taking 3 breaths here. On your next exhale, we'll move into extended side angle. Taking 3 breaths here. Feet are strong, making good contact with the mat. Not sinking into that front shoulder. On your next inhale, we'll come back into a reverse warrior, but then extending the front leg for this reverse triangle. Continuing to hold this pose for 3 breaths. From here, bring the arms out to a T, preparing for triangle pose. So allowing your front hand to move forward as your back hip moves back, and then lowering possibly your palm to your shin. It can be just below your knee, but not on your knee. If you'd like to go lower, you can work your way down towards your big toe. And imagine yourself sandwiched between 2 walls as you take these 3 breaths. Allow your left side to be lifting up towards the sky. Your feet are grounded, your legs are strong. That front arm's not caving forward, but opening out. If it is caving forward, maybe you need to bring your hand up just a little bit. From here, on your next inhale, we're going to inhale up to that warrior 2 position, and then we're just going to allow our front toes to come up and rotate out so that we can face the front of the mat. Slightly pigeon toe your feet as we move down into a wide leg forward fold. So nice tall spine. Your hands are right on these hip bones. This is where we're bending from. So take an inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Maybe you have some blocks out in front of you. If not, hands onto the mat. It is okay to bend your knees here. And we're just going to connect our breath with our motion. So inhale, moving up onto our fingertips to a flat back. Exhale, coming down, maybe even bending your knees. And then inhaling, coming back into that straight back position. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, coming down. And then holding here just for a moment. inhale, we're gonna come back up halfway, so hands at your hips, nice strong legs as you bring your body all the way up. From here, we're gonna just bring our heels in as we move into a goddess pose. So we're just gonna exhale as we come down. 3 breaths here. Nice and strong, relax the muscles you're not using. 1 more breath. Standing back up, we're just gonna heel toe 1 more time so that our heels get a little closer, toes are pointing out as we come down into our malasana squat. From here, we're gonna again connect our breath. So we're gonna shift side to side, and you can do this 2 different ways. So you literally can just move your body side to side here, or you can drop your right hand onto the mat, inhale your left hand up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, hand down. Left hand up. Exhale, right hand up. Let's do that 1 more time. And then from here, just going to push into our hands as we come back into a standing position, maybe putting your hands on your hips as you move yourself up. And we're just going to come and step to the front of the mat. We're going to take that on the other side. So let's take a breath here, maybe putting your hands on your heart. Nice deep breath in. And let's step that right foot back. And from there, coming into Warrior 2. Nice tall spine, fingers reaching opposite directions. And then just connecting our breath with some motion to start. Inhaling, let's open our palm up into reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, nice soft motion, reverse warrior. Exhale, again, nice and soft and gentle, extended side angle. Last one, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Then we'll hold each pose for 3 breaths. So inhale, reverse warrior, 3 breaths here. And then on your next exhale, coming into that extended side angle. Two more breaths. On your next inhale, I'm going to inhale back to that reverse warrior and make it a reverse triangle by extending that front leg. Taking 3 breaths here. And then preparing for triangle as we bring our hands out to the side. Just going to reach our hip back as we reach our fingertips forward, bringing your hand onto your shin, possibly down to your big toe, or maybe just having your hand on the inside or outside of your ankle, fingers hovering above the floor. Again, things to think about, that your fingertips are reaching away from each other, that you're sandwiched between 2 walls, that your side body is reaching up towards the sky. Take 1 more breath. And then inhale as you come up. You can bend your front knee, lift your toes, and then just rotate to the side of your mat. I will turn to face you. So same as we did before, we're gonna take a wide-legged forward fold. So hands on your hips, bending from that hip crease. We're gonna come down, maybe using blocks here. This time, instead of hands on the mat, you could do hands to your ankles and just allow your head to move towards the floor. Feel your shoulders release, your neck release. Just take 2 more breaths here. And then with your fingertips on the mat, we're just going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just flow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, roll down. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Bringing your hands to your hip crease, maybe bending your knees a little bit. We're going to allow our body to come up into a standing position. And then again, we're going to take our goddess pose, so just allowing your toes to point out, bending your knees as you come into goddess. Maybe hands are on your thighs. Breathe. 2 more breaths here. Maybe getting a little lower. Maybe a slight rock side to side. And when you're ready, we're going to stand up and then just heel toe our feet a little closer together as we come into Malasana. So allowing your body to come down, maybe sitting on a block. And this time we're just going to hold Malasana. Feeling your tailbone dropping towards the earth and your spine is nice and tall. Your elbows are pushing into your knees, opening your knees and your hips. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then from here, maybe getting your hands behind you, allowing your bottom to come down. I'm going to turn to face the narrow side of my mat, the front of my mat. And we're going to come into a boat pose. So just having your hands on the back of your knees, we're going to rock back a little bit past your tailbone. Once you get here, you can lift your feet off the floor if that feels comfortable, bringing your feet up a little higher into half boat pose. If it feels comfortable, you can extend your legs out. Try to imagine your ribs and your pelvis kind of squeezing together a little bit. 1 more breath here. Then putting your hands behind your knees, allowing your feet to come back down. What we're going to do here is extend the left leg, and then we're going to bring our left hand to the outside of the right foot. And then from here, you can either pick your foot up and leave your knee bent, staying here, or you can open your right arm to the back of the mat. If that feels comfortable and you want to extend that front leg, you can do that as well so that the knee is no longer bent. Still a nice tall spine, you're grounded on that left heel. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Gaze can be at those back fingertips. As you come forward, just grabbing the other side of your foot, we're going to bend that leg. You can either put it down on the inside of your thigh, or you can step it over the thigh to the other side as we move into a twist. So spine is nice and tall here. You're trying to get that big toe pushing into the floor. We're just going to take our left hand, wrap it around that right knee with our right fingertips down behind us. Again, checking that your spine is nice and tall. Inhaling, we're making our spine that much taller. Exhaling, taking our gaze behind our right shoulder. Leading with our heart, I'm not cranking with my hand, allowing my torso to do the twisting. 2 more breaths here. Every inhale, allow that spine to be a little bit taller. Every exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, taller. Exhale, deepen your twist. On your next inhale, you can unwind. We're just going to take that same foot and allow the sole of the foot to touch the inside of the left thigh. And then just maybe readjusting so that you're on your sit bones. Inhaling a nice tall spine and thinking about bending at your hip crease as we walk our fingertips forward. Coming as deep as feels comfortable. Once you've reached the point where that's as far as you're going to go, you can then soften and allow your spine and your head to be heavy. And we're just going to breathe. And take one more breath here. On your next inhale, just working and walking slowly yourself back up to a seated position. We'll then take the right foot forward, just allowing ourselves to sit straight, maybe readjusting our sit bones. And from there, we're going to bend the left leg. And again, take your right hand to the outside edge of your left foot, bending your knee, and either staying here and extending your hand backwards, or extending that front knee so that your leg is straight. Always stopping where your body's asking to be. Taking your gaze to those back fingertips. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then coming back forward, allowing your left hand to just help bring that left foot down. You can either leave it on the inside of your right thigh, or we can take that and left foot and walk it over your right thigh. Again, allowing your torso to do the twisting. So as my torso's twisting, I'm hugging my left knee with my right arm, and just allowing my left fingertips to support behind me. So my arms aren't doing any work, they're just supporting me. My right foot is flexed, I can feel my heel and my sit bone on my right side really grounding. Left sit bone as well. Every inhale, nice and tall. Every exhale, deepening our twist. Inhale, extend. Exhale, deepen. One more time. Inhale, extend upward. Exhale, deepening your twist. On your next inhale, just unwinding. And from here, we're just going to take that left foot and put it on the inside of the right thigh for a half butterfly. Again, a nice tall spine. You might need to readjust after being in the twist. Once you have that tall spine, just walking your fingertips, maintaining that nice straight line from your tailbone down to the top of your head. Once you've reached the point where your body stops, you're just going to allow your body to soften. And breathe. And when it feels comfortable, we're going to inhale ourselves back up. We're going to allow both feet to come forward for a forward fold. It can be more comfortable, by the way, to put a blanket underneath your hips just to rise them up a little bit if that's more comfortable for you. Again, we want that nice tall spine, maintaining that straight line from your tailbone up to your head as you come forward. Once you reach the spot where you feel like you've come as far forward as you'd like, you're just going to allow your body to soften. And just breathe. On your next inhale, begin slowly just walking our body back up, and then just scooting your bottom forward as we roll down onto our back, bringing our knees into our chest. Maybe taking a rock side to side. That feels good. You can also allow your knees to move away from you a little and bring them back in. You'll notice the different sensations on your lower back. And from here, we're just going to grab the outside edges of our feet for happy baby. You can always just stay with your feet together here, or bring your feet up as your knees are moving down towards the floor. Your shoulders should be quite relaxed here. Allow your body to soften. Allow gravity to help. You can also extend your tailbone down towards the mat or towards the front of your mat. Maybe take a rock side to side. Or maybe stillness feels good. Always checking in on all those little check marks. Are your shoulders relaxed? Are your knees moving towards the mat? Where else can you soften? And then bringing your feet back together, we're just going to allow our feet to come down to the mat for a moment. We're going to cross the right foot over the left and just allow your knees to fall to the side. I'm going to put my hands in cactus, but whatever feels good. If you want to come out to a T, your gaze can be up to the ceiling, or you can take your gaze to the right side. And just allowing your body to soften here. You can always prop under your knees. Sometimes a fist is enough, a block, a pillow, a blanket. Trying to maintain contact with the mat at your right shoulder. Continuing to breathe. Every exhale, encouraging more softening. And bringing your gaze back up towards the ceiling and allowing your hips to come back onto your tailbone. We'll unwrap the right leg as we put the left leg over the right. Dropping your knees to the right side this time. Again, arms can be at a T or in cactus. Gaze can be up to the ceiling or taking your gaze to the left side. And just breathe. See where else you can release that habitual tension. Telling your body it's okay to soften. it feels comfortable, bring your gaze up to back to the ceiling, bringing your knees back up into your chest for one more hug. Maybe rock side to side. Maybe a couple of knee rotations. Just to touch every spot on that lower spine, going in both directions a couple times. And then extending your feet out for our final pose, Savasana. So allowing your body to be heavy, your arms are out to the side, palms are up. Feet are heavy, which allow your feet to fall open. And just notice the contact that your body has with the mat. Imagine yourself sinking into the mat. Just so heavy and so soft. And so loved and supported by your mat. And just imagine every point of your body that's touching the floor is so heavy. And that the areas that aren't touching the floor are moving down as well. Softening, heaviness, comfort. Maybe doing a little body scan, starting at the top of your head and just giving every muscle permission to soften. Allowing your forehead to soften, your eyebrows to just relax. Allowing your eyes to be so heavy. Allowing your mouth to relax, maybe allowing your mouth to be open just a little bit, just to encourage that softness. Allowing your jaw to melt down towards the floor, towards the mat, which flows right into your neck, allowing that neck to also just melt down, which flows right into your shoulders. Allowing your shoulders, giving them permission to release that tension where your neck meets your shoulders. Allowing your whole torso, your whole back to be so heavy, right down to your hips. Again, those glutes need permission to soften. It's okay. It's okay to relax. Allowing your arms to be so heavy. Your legs are even heavier. And just allowing your attention to fall onto your breath and softening. As you find stillness in your body, in your mind, allow that breath to always be that anchor that calls you back home. So if a thought does take you away, notice your breath and follow it right back to your heart. And if it feels comfortable, you can start deepening your breath, allowing your breath to be what encourages those first motion of your body. And as that breath expands, bringing more oxygen to every cell, you can start wiggling your toes, gentle motion in your fingers, maybe rocking your ankles and your wrists side to side, maybe even taking that to your neck. And then bending your knees, bringing your feet to your mat, and just allow your body to roll to a comfortable side. Using your arm as a pillow, taking a few more deep breaths. And when it feels right, you can start working your way back up to a comfortable seated position, maybe with your eyes still softened, or maybe even your eyes are closed. Just allowing your hands to be face down on your knee, allowing your body's energy to connect to ground. And just notice what you feel. What do you notice? Are you more in tune with your breath now? Can you feel that subtle tingling or sensation of the prana moving through your body? Do you feel any more at peace? Just notice. And before we close out, we'll do one little breathing practice. So I call it continuous breath, or it's been called infinity breath. So we're going to be breathing very gently, so softly that you can't hear it. So you can start small if you want to imagine the infinity sign, kind of like a figure 8, that you inhale gently on one side, and then let it merge into the exhale on the other. And then your exhale merges into an inhale. The inhale merges into that exhale. Continuing to do that at a pace that's comfortable for you. If you begin to hear the breath, you know you're breathing too hard. Very softly, very gently. Easing each inhale into the exhale. And every exhale becomes the inhale. And allow your breath to just return to where it wants to be. Let go of that control. And just let your breath be what it wants. And we'll take our palms out to the side, palms up, as we inhale a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. Allowing our palms to touch. Exhaling as you bring your thumbs to your third eye. Then down to that little dent at your throat, maybe even letting your fingers touch your lips. And then down to your heart center. I'm going to do that one more time. Inhale, extending your arms out. Palms touch, catching all that positive healing energy pausing with your thumbs at your third eye, just cleansing your thoughts and your intuition, allowing your fingertips to come down to your throat and your lips, just cleansing the words that leave your mouth, and allowing your thumbs to come down to your heart. Knowing that when we can act from our heart, that our actions are pure and authentic. Maybe bowing your head down to your heart and thanking yourself for showing up on the mat, because that certainly is the hardest part. Just giving yourself gratitude. Gratitude to your mat for supporting you. Gratitude for the space in the day to have this time with your body and your breath. And I thank you for showing up and spending this time with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.